We go. What you want? Which one you want?
What are you doing?
Now, you had said you was wanting to drink with absolutely no chaser. So I know when you trying to drink, I know what we doing next. So what you want?
No.
Let's get it. What you want, baby?
That's not what I said. What I said was we're partnering with Black with No Chaser, and we'll be joining the Black with No Chaser radio show. Yeah. Yep. You heard right, my listeners. Chasen and I are excited to announce that you'll be able to hear season 1 of My Last Nerve on Black with No Chaser Radio. And season 2 kicks off February the 5th and will be airing on Black with No Chaser Radio as well as all other podcast platforms. So that's what we're doing.
Is we drinking or what? Cause I'm ready now. I ain't ready. Where you going? Where you going?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rillo from the Black Lunch Break, man. I'm here with my co-host Sika, and today we got Russell Curry, the Red Power Ranger from Dino's Fury, season 28, yo. So look, it's been over 20 years in the making. Power Rangers still doing their damn thing, and they got a brother at the helm this time. So happy Black History Month to round it out, and so let's get into it.
So it's all good though. I'm glad. It's good to meet you guys. Thank you for having me again.
Pleasure meeting you. My name is Sika, and I'm the director of the show, The Black Lunch Break. And this is my bro Cirilo. Cirilo, introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm Cirilo, based out here in DC. Good to have you on, brother. I guess today we'll be just kind of getting to a little background about you, and then of course the Power Rangers, if you will. It is Black History Month, so I think it's a cool piece to add to
absolutely
the storytelling we do here. And see, do you want me to go get the background info on BWNC, or you want to?
Sure, let's go for it.
So in the minute pitch, right? Because I know we only got you for a few minutes. So real quick, man. First of all, once again, thank you for coming on the show. Really do appreciate it. Jennifer, you're on here as well. Thank you for setting everything up. The next one is Black with No Chaser. We've been around now for about 3 years. We touch about 25, 30 million people across the globe every month. The website is doing crazy numbers. And this is all while being a bootstrap company. That's the cool part about it. So we're still not even really even at the tip of the iceberg, because we're still scratching the surface. Every single year we do this. But the more and more we get more sophisticated in what we do, the more and more traction we get in the ether, the better and the bigger and better the brand becomes. But in terms of the Black Lunch Break, that was born out of the coronavirus pandemic, and we're still there. This is season 3. Initially it was the Black Quarantine, and now we that was the initial thought. And then it was like, well, when we come out of quarantine, then it ain't gonna make no damn sense. And so then we ended up going with the Black Lunch Break, and I was born. And so here we are into now almost, this is over 100 episodes now, I believe.
Yeah.
Approaching 100 episodes of doing this. And you're looking at somebody who's not some media guru. Seeking more of that lens. But, the impetus for Black with No Chaser truly is to tell stories, right? Our stories, and to center our stories and to center joy as a form of resistance to all the work that and all the shit that we see happening every single day on our TVs and across our phones and shit. So anyway, with that being said, Sika, go ahead, take it away, sis.
Okay, the first question then. When you hear Black with No Chaser, what comes to mind?
I thought that was a really clever name. I didn't know exactly what to think, but it's like there's no dilution. You know what I mean? It's like this is. So I took a little bit of time to look at your guys' website and the socials and whatnot to get a vibe for everything. I was like, okay, this is it's basically like a straightforward for the people by the people type of media outlet. So I really resonated with that. I think the name is really bold.
Thank you. We appreciate that. That's the exact type of vibe that we want people to get when they see the name and feel the name. As my bro Cirilo always says, Black with No Chaser is really like a part of you from the beginning of time, really. It's in our hearts. So it's like even when you're not trying, sometimes we're just black with no chaser.
Mm.
So I definitely enjoy your answer to that. And it looks like you entered into this interview with no expectations. So let's get into it.
Yeah, definitely not. I try not to, my best, you know?
I love it.
Yeah,
I
let's go
love
for
it. Okay, so this is the 28th season. So this is pretty much a classic, legendary show, Power Rangers. How does it feel to be such in a credible position to play this leading role that you were playing?
I don't think it's sunk in yet. I mean, we don't even have that much time left shooting out here. And I think to this day it's still very surreal. You know, like seeing myself on TV for the first time is just as crazy as finding out that I got the role in the first place. So, you know, this has been a dream of mine for a really long time to be a professional actor, to be doing what I'm doing. So you know, I think it comes in waves. It's like I get to a point where I can accept a certain amount of it, and then it's still crazy, you know, like once the next milestone happens and once the next milestone happens. So, you know, I'm still getting used to it. It's a lot of responsibility, and, you know, it makes me nervous in some ways, but I'm also like prepared for it. It's something that I really want to be a part of and something I want to do. So, you know, there's a lot of fans to keep happy. There's a lot of kids who are going to be looking up to me. So none of those things are things I take lightly, but they're exciting challenges.
For sure. Now, did you grow up Power Rangers fan? Like me, Power Rangers came on. I'm about to date myself, right? I think I was in first grade when Power Rangers first started going on. So that had to be like 1991.
Kindergarten for me, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, kindergarten first, something like that. And it had to be Kasik, you were what year or so underneath me. Well, anyway. But like, so have you always been a fan? Like, tell us about that. What's some of your favorite, if you can think back on your childhood memories about some of your favorite Power Ranger moments?
Well, since we're all putting our age out there, we're all about the same age. So I was watching, I was watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when I was in first grade as well. So it's not something I always just advertise. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to be, you know, Jason was my favorite. Red's been my favorite color since I was a kid. Like, it's something I got, like, I've had some friends of mine from elementary school. They were just like, man, we used to play Power Rangers on the playground. And now
it's crazy.
Like, it's wild.
So crazy.
It's absolutely wild. So yeah, I mean, I grew up a Power Rangers fan. I had like all these different toys and everything like that. So yeah, to be here doing this is, like I said, that's part of what makes it so much more surreal, is like this full circle kind of thing, especially being Red Ranger and especially having been the biggest fan of Jason growing up and the T-Rex and all of that. So it's cool. It's cool.
Considering that you've been a part of it since first grade, then has this been a continuous journey for you, or did you take a break from acting? Like what's the story?
So I just, you know, I came home from school every day, ran home to watch Power Rangers when I was in like first and second grade. I think as time went on, I definitely fell off of the show because, you know, I got into other interests and stuff like that. But I came back around to it after friends of mine had been on the show and stuff like that. And then the audition came around. I was like, huh, this is something like pretty attainable. This is something I can do. This would be really cool to get to go to New Zealand, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, it just kind of came together. So, you know, I don't think that I've, sadly, this might break some hearts out there. Like I haven't been a diehard Power Rangers fan since the very beginning until now. But yeah, I mean, it's always gonna have that special place in my heart because like it's something we all can relate to.
That's super dope, man.
I used to struggle, man. I used to be a red. I feel like a lot of people had the red Power Ranger. For a lot of folk was like their favorite one. You know, the Black Power Ranger was cool too.
It's obvious which one was my favorite.
Which one was your favorite?
Pink. Come on.
Black.
Oh, pink. Oh.
I was about to say Black Ranger.
Now, because like I used to, but then, you know, then they had the green Power Ranger and the white Power Ranger. So in the movie, is it like, you know, added it? So does the white Power Ranger show up? Does the green Power Ranger show up at some point? Or it's just like the original the cast with blue, red, black, yellow, and pink, right? I think that's the original 5, right?
Yeah. So it changes up every year because the show's based off of a Japanese show called Sentai, Super Sentai. So a lot of what happens is that show will air first and then they'll adapt it in the US. So based on what colors they have, what color Rangers they have in that show, they'll have to match that. So for us, we have red, blue, pink, green, and black. And we have the very first female Green Ranger in 28 years.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So we're breaking the mold in so many different ways. And there's some that I can't talk about because there's so many more surprises to come. But what we're doing in this season in terms of diversity and in terms of representation is unmatched in Power Rangers history thus far. So
see, that's pretty empowering. That shows the evolution in the 28 seasons. That's pretty dope. So kudos to y'all for doing that. I think that means a lot. So let me ask you this. What's like the mental preparation that you do to morph into your character?
Good choice of words. I would say it was a really fun process, a really interesting process. And I think what was kind of cool is coming to New Zealand, we had to do a isolation period, a quarantine for 2 weeks. So we're like staying at a hotel. We can only interact with people through Zoom meetings and stuff like that. We're there for 2 weeks to make sure, that we're not bringing the virus into the country. So during that time, we had a lot of time on our hands, and we started doing meetings with the executive producer, Simon Bennett, and the writers and stuff to really like dig into the characters and talk about, who they are, what their journeys are, all that stuff. So I had all of that time to really dig into this person and make comparisons to other characters that I've seen already and really just try to understand how to go about this whole journey. So that was kind of the first step, because my character is an alien from a planet that's been destroyed. So, and he's been asleep for 65 million years. So like all of those layers are already there. And then once we got out of isolation and we started, working together, we had three weeks of acting class and stunt training and all that stuff, every day for 3 weeks. So we did that, and during those times we did a lot more character development, understanding the physicality of the, just taking all of that to the next level. So yeah, it's been a fun process. But by the time that we were ready to shoot, it's like you kind of just like almost flip a switch and you are able to be your character after all of that.
So you was out there doing flips and shit, like,
I was about to ask that too.
I mean, come on.
How
what kind of stunt?
is it?
Yeah, I mean, is it like you your own stunt man, or is it like you got somebody filling to do some stunts for you? I know I'm not saying that you probably maybe you are the next Jackie Chan and doing all your stunts for yourself.
Oh, definitely not.
But like, what? Also talk about that process, because like it's always like funny to me when you see like on camera. And I guess it's different for y'all too though, because Power Rangers have a helmet on, right? And so like talk about the stunt double process of like bringing in somebody with a similar body to you and like carrying out the stunts, and like what stunts are you up for and what stunts are you like, man, I'm gonna just sit this one
out. Plenty of them. So I think for me, it was this like nerve-wracking but also like really exciting experience to just do stunt training, because we all came into it at different levels of experience. Some of us have been athletes for a really long time. Some of us have already done stunts, and then there's me who's never done anything like I haven't even done stage combat or like thrown a fake punch on video or anything like that prior to this. So but our stunt team's amazing. So we have 1 or 2 stunt doubles for every single character, and then they train us to get to the best of our ability possible, so that we're prepared to do certain stunts, but they don't expect us to do everything, because some of the stuff that our characters do on screen is magnificent. It's just like next level. This is Power Rangers. It's a legacy. Like they're some of the best stunt performers in the world, and we're blessed to have them. So they make sure that they choreograph stuff for us to do, that we're able and capable of handling, which is kind of part of the point of that 3-week process is like we're trained up to a certain level, but they also see what we're good at and what we might need help with, and then they do all the other stunts basically from there. So it's a really, really cool process. It's probably one of my favorite things about the show.
Super dope. Super dope. Well, look, we're winding down on this last time.
Man.
So before we get out of here, I mean, I hope we started your day off right, since it's 8 o'clock
definitely.
where you are.
Yeah, I mean, in New Zealand, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I wish we could get more into why New Zealand.
Right.
Out of all places on this on God's green earth. But from what I understand too, in the New Zealand, it's kind of a little more chill, laid back, and the coronavirus is not running as rampant in New Zealand. So shout out to folks in the leadership there for doing what it takes to flatten the curve of the coronavirus. And I will say that I'm glad that everybody, including the cast and all directors, camera crew, grips, you name it all, still safe while putting together the show. So that's what's up too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they've done an incredible job out here. So we're blessed. We're some of the luckiest people in the world to come all the way across the world to this country where we don't have to worry about almost anything that we would have to worry about back home, and we can just live a pretty normal life out here. So I'm beyond grateful. It's a great experience.
Sure.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Well, let the audience know how we can find you and follow you on social media.
Yeah, so you can find me at Russell Curry, RussellCurry. A lot of people want to spell it with one L, but that's not me, so you won't find me. And then that's my Instagram. My Twitter is at the Russell Curry, TheRussellCurry. Power Rangers Dino Fury is at 8 a.m. Eastern and Pacific time every Saturday on Nickelodeon. So I mean, you get to see a dinosaur riding black alien knight every week on your television.
That's so dope.
That's what's up, man.
I mean, talk about Black history.
For real.
Here we go.
There we go.
It only makes sense. So, man, well, Russell, brother, it was a pleasure, man. A pleasure to have you on, and thanks so much to the entire team for making this happen. It was truly a treat. Being somebody that was a fan of Power Rangers from day one, I just remember as a little boy, man, waking up every morning. It was coming like around 6 a.m. Central Time. It was come early, because it was like one morning or something like that, and it would be part of the whole kind of like series of shows that came on, right? Like Darkwing Duck and like Power Rangers that came on. And I remember those cartoons and shows very vividly. And so Power Rangers went up. So I'm glad to see a brother at the helm, man, playing Red Power Rangers. That's dope. So shout out to you, man, and much success to you in the future. Anything you do, brother.
Thank you so much. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you for having me. It was a really fun time talking to you guys. Definitely.
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
Likewise,
absolutely.
Keep killing it out there.
Gonna do my best. Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of the Red Power Rangers. Can you believe it? I never would have thought that this would ever happen. Dog. That was a dope interview. We just got a chance to wake them up in the morning with the Black lunch break. I think that's pretty dope. The Black lunch break was just in New Zealand. I mean, this was a wonderful episode. Much love to the brother out there putting it on for the Black community in the Power Rangers legendary way. So listen, make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. Go get your merch over at Them Hands University. Don't get caught slipping without them hands. And we'll see you on the next episode. Until then, we're going to think Black.
Live Black. Unapologetic.
We out.
Really appreciate y'all. This has been one of the most amazing interviews I've ever done. My job as one of the OGs, and my teachers will tell you, my teachers started Duke Ellington, the first class of Duke Ellington in DC. They were revolutionaries. They were street kings and queens. Glenda Dickerson, I got to give homage. Mike Malone, Peggy Cooper Cafridge, Skipper Driscoll, Charles Organs. Well, he's still alive, God bless. Charles Brown, who saved me.
It really actually doesn't matter
What you listening to? No. You should be listening to Black with No Chaser Radio, clearly. So
Forgot about that.
never forget.
Right.
Never
right.
forget.
My mistake.
Black with No Chaser Radio.